All right, guys, let's finish this series up, this small series. Wishmaster 4 from 2003, I want to say. Forgot to write it down. I'm pretty sure it's 2003. Directed by Chris Angel, again, who directed the third one. And I'll say this off the bat. Like I said in one of these videos for Wishmaster, that I only saw the third and fourth one like once each, and they were both abysmal. Watched the third one yesterday or the other day. Terrible. Like atrocious. If you saw my video on that, you know how bad that is. This one, it's still very bad. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's still a fucking bad movie. Like, 100%. And for a Wishmaster movie, like, comparing it to the first two, like, it's absolutely dreadful. Like 100%. But it's not that bad compared to the third one. Like, it's not. Like, at least the story is a little interesting. There's a little bit of gore effects in this. We see the Djinn a decent amount more, like him, like in his true form, than in 3, which I said you see him like twice in there. You see him a lot more in this. The guy playing the lawyer friend, who the Djinn uses his body to get around in this movie, gives a decent performance. So there's some good things in here. So it's not all terrible, but it's still like, if this feels more like fantasy. Same with the third one. Like, if the first two Wishmasters are horror, these are much more like fantastical, with like fantasy elements and sci-fi and shit. Which I said, it feels like made for sci-fi. This movie and the third one. So that's the quality you're getting here. Like, it's nothing great at all, but it's not abysmal. So let's talk about it real quick. We get some opening narration on the Djinn, and we know all this already about them coming from fire and from the fire opal, and then they'll take over the world after they get their 3 wishes given to the person who wakes them, and all that bullshit. And we get some more terrible pop music in this. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is why it feels like a sci-fi movie. Just like the cheapness of it, and the terrible music throughout. Like, the score is decent in this one compared to the third movie. Like, much better than the third movie. And there's not as much like pop music playing throughout this movie. I think it's like twice it happens. There was a lot more in the third one. Like, much more. So we have Lisa and her boyfriend Sam, and he ends up getting in a car accident or something, and he's paralyzed from the waist down. He's in a wheelchair, and their relationship is rocky because he feels like she's only staying with him because of his accident and everything. And it's been like 3 years since the accident, so he feels like he's staying with him, you know, just to help him through this, and then she's gonna leave, and he's real insecure about it, and all doesn't matter, fucking like all bullshit, fucking like none of that is interesting. Do I care at all? No. And then they're fucking in bed, and she's got really nice tits, Lisa, though. Like, at least there's that. They're fucking in the bed, and then like the bed just all of a sudden it just breaks. And then the next scene, like, she just has like a sheet on, like, over herself, covering herself. So they just came from fucking in that room, and he's like drawing and shit. It's like, yo, like, isn't there like a better time for drawing? Like, you got a bed to fix. Like, we have to sleep tonight. Like, we need to fix that bed. That's what I was thinking. I was saying, you better get your ass in there and start fixing that fucking bed, because we need to sleep tonight. Not fucking drawing in the corner. That doesn't help us sleep. Then anyone who offers me mineral water, I'm immediately suspicious of. Like, I don't know what made me think of that, like, watching this, but hey, if you like mineral water, good for you. And I'm sure you're fine. I'm sure you're not a suspicious person of any kind. It's a personal thing, I guess. Like, if I go to someone's house and they say, can I get you something? Mineral water? Immediately I'm afraid my life might be in danger. Like, I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but fucking never offer me mineral water, because I might stab you out of self-defense. Like, like premeditated. This is what's going to happen if I don't stab this person right now, and then just act on just the fear alone of mineral of mineral water. And then the lawyer friend has like feelings for her, but like she can't reciprocate because she's with the boyfriend Sam, who's paralyzed. Steven, his name is. And then he gives her a box with the opal inside of it. So now it's just, it went from being in the Horror Mazda statue to in the museum to, I don't even remember in the last movie, it was in the ancient box or some shit, right? To now it's just a present. Like, it's just a present given from Steven the lawyer to her. Like a little box and then the opals inside of it. I forget if like it was a secret compartment because I wasn't paying attention that much during the scene. Could have been. Don't think it was. Think like it was just a fucking present, which is ridiculous. Then he says he knew Caligula, and like he said in 3, the Djinn said the same shit that he knew the writer of the Iliad. Like he's been trapped in the fucking opal for like forever. Like in the first movie, he says 900 years. He was trapped in there since the 1st century AD until 1999, 97, when the movie came out. So 900 years he was trapped in there. He didn't know the fucking writer of the Iliad. He didn't know Caligula. Like, get the hell out of here. How stupid that is. Like, just those stupid lines they had to throw in both of these movies, huh? That he knew some famous fucking person in history. I don't know. And then like the whole scene with the, I don't even remember what the wish was, but he gets on the phone, the lawyer Djinn, with some other company, and then like forces the guy to like sign papers that like will award like $10 million to Lisa and Sam, and the guy ends up like writing it like magically or because his wish is being fulfilled, and then he starts stabbing himself in the cheek, and then he like blows his brains out, and like the whole time like the lawyer slash Djinn is like controlling him and telling him what to do. It's actually a pretty cool scene. Like not too bad. And then yeah, I said like the lawyer, the guy who plays the lawyer and plays the Djinn, is pretty good in this. Like leagues better than the professor in the last movie. Like 100%. And nowhere even close to Devoff as Demarest. Obviously. Lisa's acting, the main chick, it's very iffy. Like, very iffy. But with this type of movie, what do you expect? And then the design of the Djinn, just terrible. Terrible. Same with the third movie. It looks almost identical to the third movie. Absolutely abysmal. I hate how he looks in this one and the last one. Just terrible. In every fucking way, shape, and form. Like, 100%. And his voice, same thing. Don't like his voice really at all. Though I do think it's a little bit of an improvement over the third one. But I don't know. Doesn't do much for me. And then she wishes for a second wish that Sam can walk again. And then like he starts getting like writhing pain in his legs, and he falls out of his wheelchair, and he's trying to grab like his pills, I guess pain pills or something like that. And then suddenly he can miraculously walk again. So, and there's not even like really any other wishing going on in this movie. Like, at least in the first 2 movies, we see other characters, like side people we only see, and they make a wish, and then he twists the wish, and that's what happens. The last movie, that didn't really happen at all. There was like maybe 2 wishes, besides like the main wishes with the girl. And that's the same thing here, pretty much. There's like 2 wishes, maybe 3. The rest is just him trying to get her to fulfill her third wish. So it's the whole thing of Wishmaster that I really fell in love with those first 2 movies with is gone. Like the whole thing of the Djinn. There's 2 reasons I love it, and I have such nostalgia for the first 2 Wishmasters. Andrew Devoff's performance, like 1,000%, and just the whole cool little twisty ways that he twists the wishes around. We don't have either here, so it's not good, like I said, but it's not the worst. And then the whole dinner scene is kind of cool. Like with the Indian music playing, and like Steven and Lisa are having dinner there, and then like they kiss or something, and like one of the waitresses says like, I wish someone would kiss me like that, and the Djinn says like, just wait and see, and she says I won't hold my breath, and then like everyone in the fucking restaurant starts making out with her, like like one after another. They just start like stampeding towards her, and like one after the other starts making out and kissing her. again, like in the in the first two movies, that would mean that she would die or some shit. Like it seemed like she just got a bunch of kisses. Like that sounds so stupid too, but like that's really like what it seems like. It seems like she just got a bunch of kisses, and that was her fucking wish. I guess I don't know, man. It's so bad. It really is like terrible. These two last movies in this. Thank God there's only 4 movies in this series. Like because after the first two, with these three, with these two, I wouldn't want to see like if they kept going with this franchise. It would have been terrible. And then the boyfriend's like completely. This guy is such an asshole too. Sam. He regains the ability to walk. He can walk now, which is like all he ever wanted was to be able to walk again for these 3 years. And she hasn't had sex in 3 years because of him being not able to perform, from him being paralyzed and everything. And then as soon as he can walk again, he still goes right back to bitching about sex and saying like, I can walk, I can feel my legs, that's all I can feel. Dude, fuck you. Like, you just got like one of the biggest miracles ever. Like, your legs fucking work, dude. Like, seriously? And you're gonna be like that person to still hang on to, yeah, well, I can't have sex though. Fucking, dude, fuck you. You just got your legs back. Are you serious? Like, what an asshole this guy is. Then, this is where it all just falls apart completely, like a million percent. Like the whole rest of this movie is just absolutely stupid. And the third wish was to love him for who he truly is, because she still thinks it's the lawyer guy. So then the Djinn gets in like this like technicality with the wishes, is that he can't fulfill her wish until she truly loves him for who he is. And he can't make it happen. She has to truly feel that way. So it becomes like a love fest between the Djinn and Lisa at the end here. And like the Djinn like really like is in love with her. Like it really seems like he's in love with this girl. And they even fuck at some point. Like when like not in his fucking actual body, like but like as the lawyer. So they have a sex scene and everything. So she fucked the Djinn. So I'm assuming that he's really in love with her. And like then there's like CGI that looks terrible, like with other Djinn like looking creatures coming out of the walls and like telling him to hurry up and he has to fulfill the prophecy, you know, all this bullshit, even though he can't do jack shit because she doesn't love him like for who he really is. I don't know. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like it was all right. Like as we were going, like the script like was bearable. Once you get to like the last 30 minutes or so, when this shit starts coming into play, oh hell no. Like this is so fucking bad. And then I do like though how it kind of follows the rules of the third movie. Not that it even matters because it's not like movies that I'm going to ever watch again, these third and fourth ones. But it does follow the same rules kind of. Like the sword still exists, the magical sword, and like the whole rule of if the person who awakens the Djinn dies before giving her third wish, then the Djinn dies too. And like all those changes in the third movie we got from the first 2 movies that were established with the rules in that. This follows the third one a decent amount, and it's not really a surprise since it was both directed by Chris Angel, by the same guy, who, like I said in the last video, he doesn't have a Wikipedia, IMDb, nothing. So I don't know what this guy's done after these 2 movies, nor do I really care to see them. And then said that, and then this girl wishes, it's like one of Lisa's best friends or some shit, and she wishes that she can have killer sex. And then she just ends up getting like fucked to death against the wall, like by like nothing. Dude, it's hilarious. Like she gets fucked to death against the wall, like kind of like picture a ghost, like nothing's there, but a ghost would be fucking her. That's what's happening, except like there's just nothing there. It's just her getting screwed up against the wall to death. So we already saw the lawyer fuck himself to death in the second Wishmaster, which is hilarious and awesome, that scene. So still cool here, but terrible. It's like still bad, still like real terrible. And then while that whole killer sex wish, death wish is coming true, then like Lisa's having a dream that she's like getting really turned on by and stuff, and then like all of a sudden like the Djinn's hand appears on her tit, and then like the Djinn is like laying on top of her in bed like in his true form and stuff, and then like she wakes up, and it seems like she was like really getting off on that dream. So I don't know how that works. Then we have the strip club wish, which this is so fucking dumb. This guy's sitting there and he's staring at one of the strippers, and the lawyer slash Djinn says to him like something, saying how beautiful the girl is and stuff, and he's like, man, I'd wish to be a pimple on her ass. And then he makes he turns him into a pimple on her ass. Like, you don't see anything, but like it would be hilarious like if they just had a close-up picture on her ass and like a little CGI like pimple just came out and be like, hey guys, like dude, it's so stupid though. Like, what a stupid wish. And like, it's just a wasted wish. Like, there's no reason for that to be there at all. And how stupid it is too. Fucking movie. And then there's like a hunter that's after Lisa because like to try to kill her. So the Djinn dies too. Or I left the room for like maybe like 8 minutes or so. So that's why. Same thing happened with the third movie. And then we get a sword fight again. And it's choreographed so bad. It's like early 90s episode of the Power Rangers. Like the original run of the show. Like, that's the fight scene. Like, it looks like fucking Power Rangers. It's so bad. And then, yeah, she fucks the Djinn in Steven's body. And then he reveals that he is the Djinn and that he wrote a note saying that Sam was leaving her and everything. And that's like what manipulated her into finally sleeping with Steven because she didn't know that it was a Djinn still. And now she finds out, and now she's going to be freaked out at seeing his actual true form. And she's going to find out that she has one more wish to make. And if she doesn't make the wish, then she's going to have to die and take the Djinn with her, I guess. So the fact that, and then like there's this fucking fire stunt or some shit that they do, and the whole fact that this bitch isn't immediately incinerated like by the fire, like it's coming down like a hallway, and then as soon as it gets to like right here in the hallway, then she just flies backwards and the fire stops like right there. Like, yeah, she's fucking burnt to a crisp. Are you fucking serious? She's dead. And then the Djinn tries to like push her into having a better life with him and saying, oh, you can come and live in paradise and have everything you can ever wish for and anything you can ever want. Come join me and be with me. And he loves her. Like, so this is like a Djinn, a love tale. Like, it's so fucking dumb. Like, all of this. And then Sam gets the sword, just like magically appears somehow. And then he tries picking it up. He can't even lift this fucking thing. Like, he's trying, and he can't even swing it. And then the Djinn, like, gets his hands on it and then just stabs Sam immediately. So he just immediately gets fucking stabbed, like, after the sword appears. And then the sword's, like, sticking through, like, his back, out his chest area. And the Djinn is talking with Lisa, and she ends up, like, pretending to like finally accept and like go with him and join him and be his be his fucking little princess or queen, whatever the fuck that he wants from her. And she ends up pushing him into Sam, and he lands on the blade from the sword, and that's what kills him, because that's what killed him in the third one, is this magical sword that comes from nowhere. And then they have a happy ending and shit, and that's it. Like, that's the end of the movie. And then it ends with terrible pop music. Like I said, it's better than the third one. Like, it definitely is. But is it good? Like, in any way? No. Like, it's not. Like, this isn't a movie I can recommend to anybody. Unless they're, like, huge fans of the first two Wishmasters. Like me. Except they'd have to have a lot worse taste in movies. Because these were so hard to get through. And of course, I'm kidding about the taste thing. But, like, people who do like sci-fi-ish feeling movies, like The Channel, like those cheaply made movies and stuff, if you're not a huge Wishmaster fan, and you don't have heavy nostalgia, especially like for the first two, I could see some people liking these maybe. Like I always say, there's an audience for every single movie out there. So, Wishmaster 4, 2000, again, 3, I'm pretty sure, by Chris Angel, which we'll never hear from again. And I don't think it's done anything, like I said, since then. But that's the end of the Wishmaster series. I'll have Phantasm 1 up a little later and some other shit. And then, Puppet Master 3, watching that tonight. So that'll be fun with more Puppet Master. So wherever you guys are from, hope you're having a good day or a good night, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.